Right, so tonight I'm going to tell you a little bit about tube and throat singing, and also a bit about the country it came from, and just a bit about the kind of backstory and how it works. So tube and throat singing obviously comes from a country called Tuva, which is in Siberia. It's actually in Russia, but it's very culturally similar to Mongolia, and it actually borders there. So the people in Tuva have like a nomadic lifestyle, they travel with the seasons. And the Tuvan landscape is very kind of mountainous. It's got steppes and like tigers in mountains, rivers, all that good stuff. So the Tuvan music often kind of evokes these different landscapes, and they have loads of different styles, very subtle styles of throat singing to evoke these different landscapes, and also different instruments which often evoke animals. So, for example, there's a Tuvan violin or an igil. In the mythology, supposedly, this peasant's horse was driven off a cliff by an emperor who was jealous. So the ghost of the horse came back to the peasant and showed him how to make the igil, which is supposed to sound like a neighing horse. So yeah, so I'm just gonna start now. So the first style is called hume, which is like the middle style. It's also a general term for throat singing. And in this style, you kind of clench your throat and use your tongue in the back of your mouth to kind of isolate and suppress these overtones. And kind of, so you can, basically when you speak, there's like maybe 50 different frequencies, and you can kind of suppress 14 of them. Just get one. This is hume. Built on hume, and it is very similar to it. It's called sagut, which actually in Tuvan translates to whistle. And this style is different from hume in the fact that you flip your tongue up in your mouth, and what this does is, if you do it in the right way, it amplifies the overtone as well as suppressing the undertones, and you can get a much louder overtone. This is sagut. Throat singing style is called kagara, and this is probably what people think when they hear throat singing, because it's kind of more literal. So in your throat, as well as your vocal cords, there's these folds of skin which are called the false vocal folds, and normally when you talk they don't vibrate, but when you do kagara you can actually get them to vibrate together like vocal cords, but because they're not actually like specialized for that, they make quite a raspy, like deep sound, which is kagara, and this kills your throat. is called, you probably, most of you know, this is called a jaw harp or a jute harp. In tuba it's called a demir, which means like a steel jaw harp, and it's not an exclusively tuba instrument, but I'm just going to play it because it sounds cool and it's like quite common in tuba music. So here you go, demir. Any questions?
Yes, run a session for us.
Sorry?
A session for us, no?
Yeah. If you like, maybe.
Yeah. Why not? Before Friday.
How
long does it take to
learn?
Yeah.
I've been doing it since I was 14. YouTube kind of recommended me a video of some shamans in the desert doing it. And then I got into it and I accidentally learned it. Yeah. YouTube was really good.
And they teach you all the techniques?
Yeah, it's kind of, it's not, you kind of get the knack of it and then you kind of do it without thinking, but when you start,
it's kind of intuitive.
Yeah, it feels like you have bronchitis for like a month when you start. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, thank you.
Thank you.